At Singularity University, we educate, inspire, and empower leaders to apply exponential technologies to tackle humanity's grand challenges. So the Fall Accelerator program is really exciting for us because it's the first time we're doing an accelerator here at SU Labs. What we're doing is we're running a bunch of startups which leverage exponential technologies through a 10-week-long intense program.
Welcome to the SU family, everyone. It is going to be a long-term relationship, so let's build some strong roots and see where we can take it.
We say to our graduate students and to our accelerator teams, how do you build a product or service that has the potential to impact the lives of 1 billion people in 10 years?
I'm excited for you guys here. It's really, really important. The end product, in my mind, of SU is the companies that we facilitate, help create, and support.
Rapid prototyping is the process of finding the fastest path to a direct experience of the thing that you're trying to create.
This is the most important thing I do, is to clarify the mission. As a funder, if I'm talking to somebody, I want to know what we're really investing in together. If we're talking to people like you guys, I want to know what we're working on together. And I fundamentally believe that an organization doesn't have a direction until it really understands its mission.
The way that often that you deal with a situation blowing up in your organization, how you show up in that moment is the thing that your organizational culture will be born out of.
And we change the problem space, you change the business model. And you go from selling scarcity to a business model layered on abundance. Selling abundance and business models around abundance is what the new paradigm is.
Getting creative about the problems that you're facing at each stage, to me, is the essence of being a great entrepreneur.
The right investor for you depends on who you get along with personally. It's someone who has expertise in what you're doing, someone who can have your back, someone who can also challenge you.
Here's the relationship that data has to what we're trying to do. Here's the knowledge in context that we're trying to use that data for, but ultimately you're trying to make a decision with the data. This looks pretty, but getting the information to feed that takes design, and it takes an understanding of what it is you're trying to deliver.
We are used to having an outlet where power is always available. But unfortunately for 1.5 billion people around the world, that is not the case.
So we developed a process where we take all of these very nutritious residues and transform them into solutions for the food manufacturing industry.
Even though water is so important to our lives and to virtually every industry on Earth, we really don't have a lot of good ways to know what's in our water.
Your innovation needs more than just your blind faith and artistry to succeed. It needs a market. If you want your innovation to be sustaining, you gotta think about monetization. And the right time to think about it is early, because it may change the course of your innovation if you know what people are willing to pay for.
We'll cover a little financial background, and then we're going to play a game. And the game, not surprisingly, has a very strong financial element to it.
We can't all come from the revenue side. We've got to also think about our costs.
But I'm not sure you guys are going to shoot. We're kind of worried about you guys. Everything's in the right quality. 37%. All right. But I'll have the CFO come down and give you guys a hug.
You just look like you're in chill mode. I like it.
At Hypercubes, our intention is to provide the actionable intelligence to tackle these global challenges.
We are here today. We have been called by Singularity University to solve the global grand challenge of security. But first, let me tell you how we got there.
Ideally, the solution would be there 24/7 for the patient. So then it needs to be scalable. However, it should not become impersonal. So it has to be emotional as well.
Everybody's here for a purpose. Our purpose is to go out and prove that what we're doing here makes sense. And you do it because it helps the world, and it makes SU continue to grow so that more people can help the world.
It's a great challenge. I think this is our challenge because we know about the power of SU, and I think we owe that to SU.
to elevate the conversation of SU is a great place to dream to SU is the place where the world's biggest challenges are addressed and solved.
So this is a really exciting evening for us, and actually a really important part of what we do at Singularity University. For those of you that are here for the first time, the mission of the university is to educate, inspire, and empower leaders to understand the exponential pace of technology and apply those to humanity's grand challenges. But we don't want to just do the education piece. We want to also help get people activated and engaged in doing new things. And so a big part of that is labs and our startup community.
This is really the culmination of 10 weeks. And we will see tonight 7 truly amazing teams who are pretty much from all over the world.
1 in 4 Americans suffer from some form of mental illness at some point throughout their lives. This is a very heavy load for the therapists to carry alone.
The UN predicts that by 2050, there will be 9.6 billion people on this planet. How are we going to provide food, water, and energy to these people in a coming of a climate change environment?
Nutrition has become a luxury. We have to pay extra to get nutrition in our food. Now imagine if we could find a way to put this back into food to make it affordable and nutritious.
Who we want to become is, when we were small, fundamentally dictates what we become when we grow up. It bothers me that 1.3 billion people around the world cannot do this. The reason why I get super excited about my work is I found my dream of cars to lead me to an answer that I think solves the world's problem, and that's bringing electricity everywhere.
Actually, we turn your Wi-Fi into a home security system just by software, and you don't need to buy any sensors and any hardware.
So the Be My Eyes community consists of blind and visually impaired on one side and sighted volunteers. And we connect them with our app. It's a live video, peer-to-peer, that enables blind to see through the eyes of volunteers.
Even though water is so vital to our lives and to virtually every single industry on Earth, we really don't have a lot of good ways to know what's in our water. And now we need your help, because we want a world where you're going to know exactly what's in your water.
The thing that excites me the most and what's driving the whole ethos here at Singularity University is the notion that today the world's biggest problems are the world's biggest business opportunities. And what we teach is you want to become a billionaire, help a billion people. Looking to create a great company, find an amazing problem and solve it. Our goal is to really make as big a mark and find those people who are effectively crazy enough and insane enough to want to go and change the world and support them in changing the world. It's an amazing time to be alive, and the belief that we can in fact inspire entrepreneurs to look a little bit higher. What's a billion-person problem where you can start with a product or a service today and earn $1, but has the headroom, if you would, to go and impact a huge amount of people in the world. So that's who we are, what we stand for. Thank you to all the Accelerator teams for their hard work.